In 586 BC, the Babylonian Empire breached the walls of Jerusalem, looting the city, burning the temple, and leaving Judah in absolute ruin. For the surviving Judeans, the nightmare was just beginning. Survivors of the initial siege fled into the surrounding wilderness, desperately trying to outrun Babylonian patrols. But as they fled, a neighboring nation stood on the sidelines, cheering on the destruction. They shouted for the invaders to lay Jerusalem bare to its foundations, and eventually they began capturing the escaping refugees and handing them back to the enemy. This atrocity was committed by the Edomites, the literal flesh and blood of those they hunted. Into the immediate aftermath of this betrayal steps the prophet Obadiah. This chart compares the lengths of the major prophetic books in the Old Testament, making Obadiah's brevity immediately apparent. It is the shortest book in the entire Hebrew Bible, consisting of just 21 verses. Unlike other prophets, Obadiah never calls for repentance or offers a path to mercy. Instead, he acts as a divine judge, delivering a final sentence of absolute doom. To comprehend the depths of this intense prophetic hatred, we must trace the conflict all the way back to its origin in a literal womb. The Book of Genesis introduces twin brothers, Jacob and Esau. Even before their birth, a divine prophecy declared to their mother Rebekah that two rival nations were actively battling within her. This sibling rivalry exploded when Jacob, the younger twin, manipulated a famished Esau into trading away his birthright for a simple bowl of lentil stew. Jacob later finalized the deception by wearing goatskins to mimic his older brother's hairy skin, successfully tricking their blind father Isaac into giving him the primary family blessing. The brothers diverged. Jacob's descendants became the nation of Israel, while Esau, whose name means red, settled in the rugged mountains to found the Edomites. Over the centuries, this petty family dispute over favoritism and inheritance mutated into a bitter geopolitical blood feud between two neighboring kingdoms. By Obadiah's era, Edom had grown wealthy and incredibly secure within their mountain territory of Seir. This photograph shows their natural defenses. Entire Edomite cities were carved into these narrow sandstone canyons, where sheer vertical walls made military invasion nearly impossible. Living high above their neighbors bred a deep sense of psychological superiority. The Edomites felt invulnerable, adopting the boastful attitude, "Who can bring me down to the ground?" Obadiah poetically indicts this hubris. He compares Edom to the fragile nest seen in this image, perched precariously on a jagged rock pillar, and accuses them of deceiving themselves by trying to build a home among the stars like an eagle. Their physical elevation fueled a spiritual blindness that made pride the inevitable engine of their collapse. Obadiah delivers a sentence of absolute reciprocity to Edom. "As you have done, it shall be done to you." He contrasts God's coming judgment with normal worldly loss. Even common thieves or agricultural workers, like those seen here in a grape harvest, leave a few scraps and gleanings behind when they finish. Obadiah promises that Edom will be afforded no such scraps. Their civilization will be plundered so absolutely that their territory will be stripped bare, leaving the nation as empty as burned stubble. This total erasure is the inescapable consequence of abandoning the sacred covenant of kinship to profit from their brother's suffering. History fulfilled this prophecy. Edom was betrayed by allies and conquered by the Babylonians, losing the sovereignty they fought to preserve. Nomadic Nabatean tribes subsequently pushed into the region, displacing survivors and erasing the Edomite nation from the map entirely. Obadiah concludes with a pivot to hope, promising that a remnant of the exiles will eventually return to deliver and restore Mount Zion. His vision stands as a permanent reminder. Human arrogance always precedes destruction, but the kingdom will ultimately belong to the Lord.